think it's safe to rest here now. Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
live long enough to regret it. Dragon Storm! Dragon Shout!
Lunar Collector! This is gonna need all of us together!
That strategy. Exploit the enemy's weakness.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Rena Salma.
things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured into Rena.
And how close we've come to the real enemy.
Discourteous, aren't you? Swallow blade! Try this!
Burning
I shall ensure you survive this. Be careful, everyone. This one isn't normal. Try this! Pesky airborne
Not much longer to
scoundrel.
go. Sounds like a job for yours truly.
I'll tear you apart! Piston! Like the enemy wields arms too.
We'll soon see about that.
Do it! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Spirits within the soul. Awaken and wreak havoc! I'm on it! I'll tear you apart! In a vine! Shattering up!
Dueling! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
Negative gate!
There's always room for improvement. So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Renis Alma's here, right?
Just don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renis Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you. The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
Hey, what do you say we fight that shining enemy? Brace yourselves! This one's tough! Spirits within the sword. Dragon form! I can
Stay
carve
calm.
through one!
I shall provide
This
assistance.
one's mine.
Burn-
It's a duel of the hour.
I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen.
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you.
Dragon form!
Still.
Shia, can you take care of them? I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished! I've still got a ways to go.
Maybe it's time I try on something new.
Right, here goes!
I'm like bait to them.
Elusive deity!
This one's mine. Airborne beasts. My stoic. Get toasty.
Bird strike!
Right. Next one.
Dragon
Already
swarm!
on it.
Dragon swarm! This
Where
one's
are
all
you
mine.
going?
Dragon swarm! Bird! Commander of heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops.
Resonate with the earth! Dragon swarm! Rending you apart! I can carve. Now I'm in the groove! Bloody howling! Dragon swarm!
Here.
Let's do it! Let's go! Galaglia ho!
Come again?
You don't know it? It was all the rage back in Galaglia.
I wonder if Cislodia's got one.
Cislodia, huh?
I will hit you.
Menencia Ha.
We can hear you.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Dragon swarm!
In a bind? Come and get it!
Don't mind if I do.
It can hide itself?
Amazing! Dragon swarm! It's on! Not today! Dragon swarm! Sword blade!
Don't give up. I'll bring you back
Now
down.
we're in the groove!
Shattering
Pieces! Attack time! Masterful time! Oh! Now I'm real mad!
Stay on your
Hit first strike.
Dragon swarm!
I'm drinking!
Here's evil.
Do it! Do it! In an instant! Impact block!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
It's courteous, aren't you?
Dragon Shell!
I'm ready.
Allow me to help you.
Here I go. One more. Let's end this and get a bite to eat.
They may look cute and stuff, but they're vicious. Looks like some solid equipment.
I won't forgive you.
Your blade moves like silk.
Reinforcements?
I just let my instincts take over.
How fascinating.
One more!
I'm on it!
This one's mine!
You got fire!
I've got this! Let him march!
You picked the wrong fight! All yours!
Now we'll see what I can. Now I'm in the groove.
Do it! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade. See that?
That training's paying up. More Sukos?
Keep calm and take them down!
Dragon Swarm!
Burn! Dreams!
Far enough.
I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Radiant
Should have
One!
messed with me.
Here!
Swallow Blade!
Dragon
Deity.
Infernal
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have
Do
to
it!
make sure we...
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Spirits within the soul.
You picked the wrong fight!
Now I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw. Four of them. Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Eagle Dawn!
I'm just getting started.
Primed and ready!
Do it.
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Just
Radiant!
Ignite!
Damn it! I'm all stuffed up! Annihilation!
Dragon
The
Swarm!
enemy wields arc too.
You'll soon see about that!
In a bind.
Dragon Swarm!
Ready and rare.
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block! Wait, more? Dragon Swarm! We did it!
Mega Ray!
Dragon Swarm! Swallow Blade!
Mega Ray! Where are you going?
Dragon
Primed and
Swarm!
ready! Where are you going? Here goes!
I can carve through. Do it.
Kisara frozen!
Hammer. Do it.
Steering Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
forgive you!
Swallow Blade! Dragon Swarm!
Water, hear my call!
You're mine! This one's all mine! Eat dirt! I'm ready! Got fire!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you! Foreigner!
Dragon Swarm!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block!
So I still had room to grow. courteous, aren't you?
Swallow blade! Slash!
Ready and
Dragon
ready!
Stay
calm. I shall provide assistance.
Burning strike!
You picked the wrong fight!
Water, hear my
Dragon
call!
Swarm! That engulfs you! Aim for the left side!
They might
Explosive Dragon Blade!
What's this? Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Try harder!
I'll smash you!
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Healing art!
Negative gate!
Dragon Swarm!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
See what happened there is you crossed me.
What
I
is
shouldn't have done. Hey, you okay?
I can still do this!
Dragon Swarm! Where are you going?
I'll finish you here and now!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here,
Dragon
ready!
Swarm!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I can feel my precision improving. The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
Retreat! If you know what's good for
I'm
you.
surrounded!
Glacial spear! Here's evil!
I'll finish you here and now!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Swarm!
I'm on it! Talon Hurricane! Sorry to trouble you. Inferno!
Sorry. Can't get out of...
Slash!
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more! You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
This looks nice and tough.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah. It's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really, really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dana, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrecht 35 told us. The Danon and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dana's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dana the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's Great Spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn.
Retreat! You know what's good for you. Swallow blade! The tempest engulfs you! The scream of blood, rending you bloody howling!
I'll shoot them out of the sky! Ice tornado!
Swallow blade! What hit him where it hurts most? Dragon swarm!
Leave the enemy's arc to me!
Engulfs you!
No
Here's a
complaints
healing
here!
Explosive ray!
Felt fine not too long ago.
Elusive deity!
Not
Lightning tail driver! Begin! Hurricane! Ignite!
Mega ray!
Inferno Punch!
The fluidity of your movement is simply incredible.
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Swallow dance! Explosive ray!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
I can't heal you forever!
Dragon form!
Sometimes a retreat is the best strategy.
Careful! It has some kind of camouflage! Here goes!
Okay, guys, think it's time to run.
It'll body slam us into next week!
Right, here goes!
Stay calm. Provide assistance.
I can't heal you forever! Here I go!
No further.
Should have met with me.
Got you!
Nothing gets by me!
Do it! Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in hot.
Right! Here goes!
Let me help!
Okay, here I go!
Resonate with the earth.
Let's end this and get a bite to eat instead.
So those thorns of Shion's, they're really a part of Rena's great spirit?
Most likely. But only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant, is there that much point getting rid of it?
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
This should do it!
Here and now.
Swallow blade! Infernal torrent!
Flying free! How can they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
I owe you one.
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing art!
Burn!
Thank you for the healing, Dohan.
Our comrades need our abilities to survive.
Right. No one is dying on our watch.
Swallow blade!
Elusive deity!
Here, let me help!
Can't get out of this! Now I'm in the groove!
Swallow blade!
Tectonic Tempest engulfs you!
Infernal torrent!
In the soil.
Can't end here!
Don't leave me!
Don't mind if I do.
I'll bring you back from depths abyss!
Merciful dash! Rending you apart! Now I'm in the groove! Bloody howling!
Dragon Swarm!
Now I'm real mad! I'll tear you apart! I'm on a roll now! Heal my weary companion!
Annihilation!
Tectonic Take this!
Swallow
Do
blade!
it!
Kisara, I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your run!
Dragon
Now
Swarm!
you see what I can do! I'm just getting started! Talon Hurricane!
Dragon Swarm! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case. The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
Retreat if you know what's good for you! Now you get by me!
Dragon Swarm!
We got the advantage!
Good.
Do it!
Just have to make...
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
Swallow Dragon Swarm!
Armor won't save! I'm on a roll
Stay
now!
calm. I shall provide assistance.
I'll tear you apart!
I'm ready!
I'll face you!
Where are you going?
I'll tear you
Outstanding
apart!
form!
Swallow there!
You must be tired of healing me.
I'm merely doing what I can.
Glad you're on our side, Wolverine.
Far enough! Freeze Lancer!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Something's wrong with me.
You just say the word and I'm there.
I can't believe it's come to this. I don't even know the word defeat.
No! I won't give in! Bloody, I can do this all day! Boost of regeneration! It's time!
No further!
That's my cue.
Thank you for the gift.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Shine!
Dragon
Radiant
Swarm!
light!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed
Dragon
blow.
Swarm! Dragon Swarm!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Everything darkness!
Dragon
Negative
Swarm!
data! Reflect this! I'm on a roll now! Rip and tear!
Dragon Swarm!
Death blossom!
Arch Seal! Radiant light! I'm all stuffed up!
Don't mind if I do.
The flame inside me yearns to be let
Annihilation!
free! You picked the wrong fight!
I never miss!
Dragon Swarm!
I'm on it! I'll tear you apart!
The fluidity of your movement is simply incredible.
Armor won't save you!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
To achieve such harmony,
Takes a singular will.
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
Freeze. Get in, get out. Take that. Watch it. In a bind. Watch it. Swallow blade. Swallow dance. Take on.
Should have messed with me.
Exploit the enemy's weakness. Time for one flame inside me. Yours to be let free. Rending you up.
It's weakened!
You picked the wrong pitch, and now!
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Radiant light! Force of regeneration!
Any more of this and I'll burn out.
Smash you! Dragon form!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Let me help.
Far enough! Dragon form! Can't get out of this! Glimmer strike! I'm ready!
Law, get toasty!
Bird strike!
Right, next one.
The flame and
Already on!
going.
To be let free!
You picked the wrong fight!
Swallow blade!
Glacial
I'll
spear.
finish you
Fierce
here
evil.
and now! Infernal turret! Dragon form! Elusive deity! Eagle associating pile
Here's a
driver!
healing heart.
I'm not done!
Eagle ray! Now I'm
Such
in the
unadulterated
form!
fury.
Radiant ray!
Back into the fray.
I can carve through! I'll finish you here and now! Dragon form! Dragon form!
This one's all mine!
Hear my
You
call.
picked the wrong fight!
Dragon form!
Glacial spear. Here's evil. Freeze laser.
Try this!
Hey! Eagle ring! Talon form!
Lunar corruption.
Elusive in a bind!
Lunar blast. Don't mind if I do.
Far enough! Dragon form! Seismic hurricane! I'm ready! Hey! Blow them away! How's that? Dragon form!
Freezing storm.
Take this! Dance
Do
in the
it!
wind! Shield!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
This looks nice and tough.
That is one enormous stray.
I don't think we can take it right now.
The sword-wielding Sugel?
And not just one, but four!
It thinks 2 extra hands is enough to beat me. It's sorely mistaken!
Let's just focus on what's important. Where are you going?
Paralyze! Burn! Dragon swarm!
Gravitas field.
Try this!
Explosive ring! Eat this! That's enough! In a bind?
Outstanding form.
Form away!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
Dragon form! I'll smash you! I'll finish you here and now! Bloody sword! Spirits within the soil. Awaken and revive! Won't escape me!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Freezing storm.
Don't
Mind if I
roll
do?
now! Far enough! I'll grind you into dust! Elusive deity! Flame inside yours to be let free! A thrilling performance! Dragon form! Just getting started! Catapult! No!
Can't... Stand here!
I couldn't make it in time. See what happened there as you crossed me. Watch yourself. Done that. I sense incredible power.
I can't heal you forever.
Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite.
Tempest!
I didn't think you... Didn't you?
Focus. There'll be time to congratulate me later.
Nothing much I can say to that.
Lunar corruption! By the power of
Execution!
water! Mega ray! By the power of water!
Beckoned into everlasting darkness.
Nothing gets by me!
You'll pay for that!
Resonate with the earth.
Dragon shell!
Dragon Swarm!
Confiscated!
On your
up.
knees.
I'll stop it, stop!
Thanks, Kisara.
Now you see what I can do. Rending you apart.
Dragon Swarm!
Here I go!
Bloody howling.
Into the shadows!
Count watching. Negative
Mega ray!
days.
Annihilation!
Air pressure.
Mega ray! Do it!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
It got rid of the sword.
Looks like I won after all!
Except it doesn't look like
In a
that thing's
bind?
finished yet. Not by a long shot.
Oh, now you're talking.
Dragon Swarm! Not today! Dragon Swarm!
This one's
Watch
mine!
this. Catapult. Talon sword.
Anything in order bring you down!
Amazing.
I can carve through armor.
Annihilation!
Eat this.
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Do it!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Dragon I'm all stopped up! Mega ray!
Negative gate.
Annihilation!
Lost in pain.
Downfall!
Can't get out of this.
Leave the charges to me!
Radiant
Inferno punch.
Back into the fray! Mega ray!
I'm on a roll now.
It's on!
Such unadulterated fury.
Burn!
Talon sword.
Try harder! Dragon Swarm!
Spirits within the soil.
Awaken and reclaim.
The fluidity of your movements is simply incredible.
Now you see what I can do. Spirits within the soil. Awaken and reclaim.
Try harder! Dragon
ready.
Swarm! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I think I'm getting the hang of this.
You're definitely way stronger.
Yeah, nothing motivates you like having stakes this high.
This looks nice and tough.
Be a breeze.
Get in, get out.
Dust to dust. Catapult. Super swallow dance.
Radiant
Dragon
here!
Swarm!
Those flying creatures are a real pain in the butt! Radiant Swarm! Here!
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
By the power of primed and red! This one's for you! This one's mine!
There!
Can't get out of this.
A freezing storm!
Now! While it's reeling!
Take it down!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
Burn in hell!
Bloody howling.
Back to his blade!
Shattering the
There!
pieces. Attack us.
Back to his blade! Watch Dragon Swarm!
Eagle assault. Now you see what I can do.
Reload!
Dragon Swarm!
Lightning! Downfall!
I'm on it.
Downfall! Reload!
Taking
I'm
fire
out
fire.
there! I'm all stuffed up!
Elusive
Mega ray!
deity. Swallow dance. Resonate with the
Here's
earth.
evil!
All three
Do it!
smash. Shion.
Get toasty!
Bird strike.
I've still got a ways to go!
I found some equipment.
Let me take a look at it.
Let's see what he's got.
I can't heal you forever.
Swallow blade! Slash! Dragon form! Aim for the weak spot!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed walk.
Dragon form! Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
In a bind?
Dragon form!
Charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Bloody howling!
Dragon form!
Rending you apart!
We did it! Ignite! I'll take you all on! Dragon form!
On your knees!
Water, hear my call.
I'm on a roll now!
Swallow blade!
Denied!
Awaken and wreak havoc!
Glacial spear, piercing evil.
What's this?
Dragon form! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
Smash you!
Dragon form!
Elusive deity!
Pistol! Eat dirt!
Spear!
Dragon form!
Soaring blast!
Primed and ready. Radiant blood. This one's mine.
Dragon down! Dragon form! Stay away from my friend!
I'll grind you into dust!
Dragon form!
Do it!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Catapult!
Lunar corruption.
Dragon form!
Lunar. This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
So that didn't go as planned.
We must consider well if this is the right path.